Welcome to the Lead Pedal Podcast with your host, Bruce Outridge, where he talks all things trucking. Now let's get rolling.
Hey everybody, how we doing today? Welcome to another edition of the Lead Pedal Podcast. I'm your host, Bruce Outridge. This is episode number 1188, and we're going to talk about becoming a truck driver in this episode. But before we talk about that, let me talk to you about RIMS Transport. RIMS Transport's an owner-operator company based out of Hamilton, Ontario. They run about 500-mile radius throughout the United States and Canada, based out of Hamilton. Got a heavy equipment division, a regional division, and a local division, so whichever one seems to be for you. And they're a good culture, owner-operator based only, so check them out at rimstransport.com. Let's get into what we're talking about today before we go too far. We're talking about how to become a truck driver. That's right. That's the Lead Pedal Q&A. It came in from Hark, and it says, wondering if there's a company that give a CDL A training and looking for wisdom from people already in the industry. Interested in becoming a truck driver. Says, I've been debating it for a couple of years, and now I'm pulling the trigger. My friend's making $130K, and that's far more than I make. Love to drive and be on the road, and family supports the decision. Now here comes the question. I'm wondering if there are any companies out there that provide CDL A training. Google hasn't been super helpful. The cost of going to the school up here is about $2,000 for the 8-week course. Just trying to save some money. And we have two young kids and both want work in the service industry, so want to have a better life. All right, well, let's talk about one thing first. First of all, you should become a truck driver if you want to do it. Most service jobs are around $30,000-$40,000. You'll make more than that driving a truck, but you will also be away more from home. Now, you do say that your family is supporting that, so that's great. You've got the family buy-in. That's always an important step as well. $130K. Well, maybe your friend's an owner-operator. It's hard to say what they're doing. Maybe they've been a veteran and they're in some specialty operation. That would give you $130K for sure. So you can't really go by that, but you can make some decent money. And a lot of drivers up here are making six figures. So it is possible to do after a while, not out of the gate. When we come back, I'll tell you all about how we figure out this whole pricing thing with the training schools. So hold on.
Okay, people, let's begin.
Hey, before we get into this, let me tell you about some of the great places you can get training. Ontario Truck Driving School is one of those places in Ontario here, 9 locations. Been around since 1978, have quality courses all the way from bus to truck to heavy equipment and more. You can learn about all of their courses at otds.com. Now, let's talk about training here. This person's talking about $2,000 for an 8-week course. I can tell you that is way, way too low. The average course up here in Canada, anyway, is 6 to 8 weeks, and you're looking at about $8,500. So if you're getting it for $2,000, I would question that school. I really would. One of the big problems we have up here is, in fact, I was just at a conference not too long ago where Serco, the people who put on who do the testing, were complaining that there were so many schools on their route, it was causing problems for their testers to actually do their job and test people. They're asking people to stay off of the testing route. That shows how many people are just going around the route and worrying about that. We have about 250 schools up here. We only had 50 before, so things have really gone off crazy, and a lot of those are not properly regulated schools. So you want to make sure you're at a certified course. I certainly would not take any course first of all, never pick a course based on price. You want to make sure it has all the things you're going to learn. A good 200-hour course is what you need. If you are anything under that, then if you have experience, that's different. But for most people, if you're starting out brand new, you need at least a 200-hour course. And there's lots of funding available, so go check out some of the funding options. Again, just like this episode, it's Lead Pedal Q&A, so go and talk to a school. I would actually talk to a recruiter. If you are going to get one based on a school, like a trucking company that owns a school as well, I'm not saying they're bad. There are a couple up here that are very good. just make sure that you read the fine print, because a lot of times if they give you a deal on the school, they also want you to stay a certain amount of time, maybe a couple of years in their organization. And if you don't like it, that can be a long couple of years. So you want to make sure you get off a good foundation with your school, and the way to do that is to ask some questions. And if you're looking for a good carrier, once you get out of that school, then CAT Transport's the one to do. Go to CAT Transport, and they've got their best managed company. They got terminals all across North America. They're a green-friendly fleet of trucks. They have exceptional home time. They take drivers and owner-operators, and you'll be successful over there. You can work near any of their terminals. So check them out. Go to cat.ca. Check on the careers. They got all kinds of benefits for drivers, from pet policies to driver policies to health and wellness programs, all kinds of stuff for you. So go check it out right there. cat.ca, and tell them we sent you. All right, my friends, hey, follow us on our social. Again, remember, this is a Lead Pedal Q&A, so our answers are general in nature. Go and talk to a professional before you head down any route. Talk to some schools, talk to some companies, and make sure you read everything you sign. All right, we'll talk to you later. Be good out there. Bye for now.
This has been another episode of the Lead Pedal Podcast. For more information or to subscribe to the podcast, visit theleadpedalpodcast.com, and be sure to follow the podcast on Facebook and Twitter.